To go. Everybody got the reason. Everybody got the way.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is DerpDurCake, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my OBS settings. So a lot of people have asked me in streams or in the comments on my videos, what settings do you use for OBS? Or they just ask me, what recording software do you use? Well, first of all, obviously I use OBS, but I use OBS Studio. So I use that because I feel like it's a lot easier to set up settings, and it just works better for me. So you don't have to use Studio, but that works better for me, and I definitely recommend it. So let's start getting into the OBS Studio settings that I use. Before we get started with these settings, I just wanted to give a disclaimer that these settings aren't necessarily going to work for you. Settings are different for each person because different PCs are better with different settings, different internet's better with different settings. So it's really based on your computer and internet speeds. But first of all, just go to File and you press Settings to get into the Settings menu. So right when you open it, you see a lot of sections, which is good from OBS to categorize these settings, but it does look like a lot, but don't worry, a lot of these will go over very, very quickly. Language, obviously English, unless you prefer a different language. Theme, I prefer dark. You can use default, but dark is just better on my eyes and it just looks better in my opinion. All of these you can have unchecked. They're pretty much just preferences. You can check them if you want them, but they're self-explanatory. You can just check them once you look over them. You'll know if you want them or not. Enable system tray icon I have on, and then source alignment snapping. This is just a preference. Sometimes I have it on when I'm making scenes, but I like to have it off so I can actually move wherever I want. Basically what it does is if I try moving an image near the corner, it'll snap to the very, very corner. Just if you want things perfectly aligned, you can have it on, but I turn it on and off whether I need it or not. That's all that's in general. Now let's move into stream. So stream type, if you're going to be live streaming, you can listen to this. If not, you can skip to output. But stream type have streaming services. Custom streaming server, I think, is if you like run your own stream from your house. Like run their own stream server from your house, which I've never seen anybody do that. Just do streaming services. Service, this really depends on what you use. If you use Twitch, select Twitch. If you use Hitbox, select it. Really self-explanatory. Just select whatever you have. And then if you use a service that's not very popular, just press show all services. Then that'll give you more options. Server is going to be different for what you use. Say I use Twitch, then you use the server that's closest to you. But since I use YouTube usually, then I just do primary YouTube ingest. And then the stream key, I'll teach you guys how to do that super quick for YouTube. For Twitch and other things, you're going to have to look up tutorials if you don't know how, but let's check YouTube. So once you're on the YouTube main homepage, just press this little icon on the top right, then press Creator Studio. And then once you get here, just click live streaming right here and it'll take you to your live stream area place. So all this, just ignore all this. To get the stream key, just scroll down to the bottom, encoder setup. What you need right here is stream name / key. You have to press reveal the key and then copy the key and then paste it in the OBS settings. I'm not gonna press it because if you have this key, then you can stream. If you have a specific YouTuber's key, you can stream from your PC. So make sure nobody gets this unless you really, really trust them. But I still wouldn't recommend giving it away, but that's how you do that. Now let's move on with the settings. So we're already done with the stream section. Now let's move on to output. Now I like OBS Studio better than the regular OBS. Classic OBS, last time I checked, they only have one set of settings for streaming and recording. Just one combined, which I hated switching settings from streaming to recording. OBS Studio has two separate sets of settings. So let's go over streaming first. First of all, output mode is advanced for me. I just like having more options to do. You can have it just basic, but I'm using advanced, and some of these areas are grayed out because I'm recording right now. So I obviously can't change something while I'm recording. But yeah, output mode advanced. Audio tracks, you can mess with that on your own. That's basically just having different types of tracks for different types of recording, kind of like different scenes for OBS, but I don't really use audio tracks. Encoder, do X264, and then enforce streaming server encoder settings, that's what I have enabled. Rescale output, I have 1280 by 720. My native resolution on my main monitor is 1920 by 1080, but I have it rescaled to 1280 by 720 just to make sure that I don't lag during streaming. You can maybe have it at 1920 by 1080, but that may be a little hard on your internet. Rate control, do CBR, and guys, bitrate, this is really a tough one. Bitrate for streaming is about your internet and your viewers' internet. So you may have the best internet in the world. Either way, keep in mind your viewers' internet may not be the best. I have 2300. I know a lot of people say have at least 2500, but my internet's absolutely terrible, and 2300 still looks pretty good for streaming. So if I have 2500, it'll lag, but usually people say have a minimum of 2500 and have a maximum of 5000. What you have to do is you have to go test your internet, go to speedtest.net, and whatever your upload speed is, like mine is about 2.3 upload, that's what you just do in the thousands. So if it's 2.5, then do 2500. If it's 3.0, do 3000, just like that. But just don't go over 5000. Try not to go over 2500 unless you have really bad internet like me, but just I definitely stay above 2000. You don't have to use custom buffer size unless your settings aren't working out, but mine work fine. A keyframe interval, just have that at 2. And CPU usage, this is based on your PC. If you have a master PC, then do placebo. But if you have a decently bad PC, not very good one, do ultra fast or super fast. I have mine on very fast because the quality still looks very good, and it still makes me drop no frames. I could probably go to faster or fast, but just make sure the better PC, the slower you go, the worse PC, you know, the faster you go. That's kind of how that works. I know it seems flipped, but that's how it goes. Profile, you can have different profiles. I don't mess with that. I just have it on main, and then tune, I just have none. Variable frame rate, just keep that off. And then right here, 264 options, just do OpenCL equals true. If you want to pause the video, then go ahead and do so, but just OpenCL equals true. That's pretty much all for streaming. Now let's go to recording settings. All right, so first of all, just have it type standard. A recording path wherever you want your videos to save after you're recording. I just have a desktop because I usually edit my videos pretty fast after I record them. So just wherever you want, you can have your own folder for videos if you want. I just have it on desktop, but then you can generate file name without space. I just have that disabled. Recording format, you're gonna usually want to do MP4. Sometimes there's different ones you can use, but for the most part, just use MP4. Then audio tracks, you can select this if you have different types of audio tracks. I only use one, so yeah, just have one. Then encoder, I have H.264. That's what you're usually going to use. I can't really check the options right now, but yeah, just have H.264. Rescale output, I could probably have my rescale at 1920 by 1080, but again, I don't like big file sizes, and the quality still looks good at 1280 by 720, so I just have that. You can have 1920 by 1080 if you want to have really good quality, but I wouldn't go under 1280. Don't really mess with this section. I don't really use it. Sometimes you're going to want to, but if it works without it, then just don't mess with it. And then just have CBR in the rate control. Bit rate, this is a lot different from streaming when you're recording, because you don't need internet to record, obviously. So really do as high as you can without dropping too many frames. I'm at 30,000. That works perfect for me. I dropped like no frames. Just make sure you have probably at least 10 or 15,000, or else it'll look really laggy and glitchy and not very good quality. So you really just have to mess around with this. Like go, I don't know, go 10,000, record, look back at the recording, then bump it up 15,000. Just keep messing with it until it's what's right for you. Keyframe interval for this, again, do 2. The preset, I have high quality. I just, you know, I think it looks well high quality. You can, if you have a really bad PC, you can do high performance, but yeah, just do high quality if you have a pretty good PC. Profile, again, just do main. Level, I just have auto. I don't really mess with that. And then I do use 2-pass encoding. I don't really know what that means, but I have it checked. GPU have 0, and B frames, I have it as 2. So guys, again, I did look up a tutorial for my settings, and then I kind of messed with it after I kind of figured out what these settings meant. I'm not the master at OBS, but I do know most of the settings. Like, I don't know some of these settings, what they mean, but most of them I'm decent with. All right, here we are in audio. If you only have one track, then just focus on the track number 1. My audio bitrate's 192. The higher the bitrate, the better the audio will sound. So you can really choose what you want on that. Just make sure you know that the higher it is, the bigger the file size will be. That's pretty much all in output. So now let's move to audio. Sample rate have 44 kilohertz. Channels, definitely do stereo. And then the desktop audio device, this is whatever you want OBS to record for like your sound, other than your microphone. So I have my headphones because that's what I'm wearing while I'm recording. So maybe you have speakers or whatever, just do whatever you want your OBS to capture. Desktop audio device 2, this is if you want 2 devices for audio. I never really mess with that. That's the same for mic. They have 3 different settings for mics. Yeah, I only use one, which obviously just check your microphone. I have the Audio-Technica AT2005 USB condenser microphone, and it's absolutely amazing. Definitely recommend it. But yeah, I have that. Just select what you have. And these are just if you want to like hold down a key to either talk or to mute it. I don't need that, but maybe you need that for recording. All you have to do is enable it, and then that's pretty much it. Moving down to video, my base resolution, this one you just have to look up your screen resolution. Mine is 1920 by 1080, and then obviously I have it scaled to 1280 by 720 to make sure the file size is kind of smaller. Downscale filter, just go to Lanczos, however you say that, Lanczos. I don't know how to say it, but just have it there. And then FPS, I don't know. This is really what you want. Do you want 30 FPS videos? Do you want 60 FPS? I have 60 again. That's going to make file size kind of big, but I'm fine with it because the quality looks really good. Now we're down to hotkeys. I don't use hotkeys at all. That's basically say I want to record and I want to press 7 to record, so I press 7. You can set all that up here. Pretty self-explanatory. You just click it, say 7 to start streaming. But again, I don't really want to do that, so just press clear if you don't want to do it, and boom, you're done. There's a bunch of those for that, like actually a lot to switch scenes, but again, I don't really do that because I have a second monitor, so I just have OBS on the other monitor to do all that stuff. Finally, let's head to advanced settings. Process priority, I just have that at normal. Video, my renderer is Direct3D 11. It works fine for me, but maybe you want to change it. I don't know. I never really changed it and it works fine. Color format, just do NV12. Color space, do 601, and then the color range, do partial. If you want, I don't know, you can mess with it. If not, the file name formatting, this is basically when you record a video and the video file is there, what it's automatically named. So this is like, I don't know, the year, the date, the minutes and the seconds. I could probably change this. I don't really care because right after I record a video, I rename it. But yeah, you can mess with that if you want. Just hover over that and it shows you all the little shortcuts to do. But yeah, whatever, that's weird. I don't mess with it. Stream delay, this is if you have pretty bad internet, which I do, but luckily I don't need the extra stream delay. But if you need an extra stream delay, which is already usually about 30-second delay, just enable it. And then this adds to the already delay. So if I have a 30-second delay and do a 20-second, then that's 50 seconds. So just be aware of that. Your viewers may get kind of mad if you have too much of a delay because it's really boring to watch if they're waiting a minute just to see where they were. But yeah, I just have that disabled. And then automatically reconnect. If you get disconnected from your stream, then definitely try to reconnect. I do the delay as 10 seconds and then maximum retries as 20. Obviously, you don't want to go a million retries or else you might break your whole computer. But that's pretty much it. Network, just have that as default. And those are my OBS settings, guys. Again, I'm not a professional with OBS, but a lot of you guys asked what my settings were and what I used to record. So obviously OBS Studio, I really like it, really recommend it. It's completely free, which is the best part. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions about my settings, feel free to just ask in the comments below. Thanks again for watching. Please leave a like if you enjoyed, share with your friends, comment below, leave a like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.